Recording in progress.
Good morning. We still have a few persons trickling in. Okay, good morning. My name is Sharima Powell, and I will be your chairperson for this morning's opening ceremony. Sorry. We're here at the 43rd CROSQ Council meeting opening ceremony. And if you would just allow me the opportunity to officially acknowledge those present here with us this morning. The Right Honorable Dr. Denzil Douglas, Minister of Foreign Affairs, International Trade, Industry, Commerce, and Consumer Affairs, Economic Development and Investment, Directors of the National Standards Bodies within the CROSQ Network, CROSQ CEO, Mr. Derek Omar, Chief Technical Advisor, the United Nations Industrial Development Organization, Mr. Aka Kausi. He's joining us virtually, and present on the ground is Ms. Janice Hillier. The Senior International Engagement Manager, British Standards Institution, Ben Headley. He's also joining us virtually. We have our directors from NIVIS in the persons of Tamika Lawrence, the director for NIPA, the NIVIS Investment Promotion Agency, Mrs. Mentris Atherton, the director of trade in NIVIS. We also have Mr. Hiram Williams, who is the immediate past director of the Bureau of Standards, Mr. Paul Quealy, our director of Consumer Affairs, Mr. Kevin Taylor, the Executive Director of the Chamber of Industry and Commerce. Just want to ensure that I'm not missing anyone that may have just walked in, right? Okay, so I acknowledge customs as well. I think I saw Miss Brown somewhere here, yes. We also have the staff of the CROSQ Secretariat, the staff of the Bureau of Standards here, St. Kitts and Nevis, other invited guests here joining us virtually as well, our media representatives, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to this morning's opening ceremony. Next up, we would have some opening remarks by the current chairman of the CROSQ Council, Mr. Stuart Laplace. Sorry about that.
Thank you, Sharima. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me to adopt the protocol that was well established by my colleague, Sharima Powell, who is the Master Chair this morning for this ceremony. It is truly an honor to host my colleagues from 13 of the 15 CARICOM member states of our CROSQ Secretariat officers as well, our partners, and over the next 2 days, we should be having a very robust meeting. I extend apologies for two of my colleagues who are currently en route to St. Kitts, but they are trapped in Antigua momentarily, and we are monitoring that situation to get them here, hopefully later today. For some of you, this may be your first meeting of this nature here with us in St. Kitts and Nevis, and some of you may also be new to the CROSQ Council Network. However, the last time we had a meeting of this nature for CROSQ was in 2017, and that was before my time. It was under the directorship of my past colleague, Mr. Hiram Williams, and by all accounts, it was well attended and well received. So this meeting, of course, will be no less so. I want to begin by recognizing our Minister, Dr. Douglas, for consenting to join us here today for this opening ceremony. I know he's a very busy man, in demand given the numerous portfolios he holds. To our directors who traveled to be here with us, along with our colleagues who could not join us face-to-face online, but are committed to engaging with us, I say welcome. To our partners of regional and international organizations, too numerous to mention, joining us here and online from across the globe, I also extend my greetings of welcome to you. I know for many of you, the time zone make this indeed quite difficult because persons are joining from around the globe, but we appreciate the sacrifice nonetheless and the importance that you assign to this meeting. As evidenced by the presence here in this room today, it's not gone unnoticed that you guys would have placed this very high on your agenda. So to our staff, both at the CROSQ Secretariat and the St. Kitts Nevis Bureau of Standards, I see the Deputy Director, Mr. Mike, has joined us. I say welcome. For the next 2 days, we will examine the work that has taken place amongst our network, NSBs, as well as across the projects led by CROSQ over the past 6 months. Additionally, we will be looking into the future with intent to strategically address the needs and demands for the services we provide, but also examining the new trends of which we must be cognizant to develop the approaches that are appropriate for this upcoming year. Quality infrastructure is not an area that remains static, and it certainly does not stagnate. Over the past 3 years, we've been responding to threats like COVID-19 and some other global threats to QI, and the solutions that would have been adopted would have taught us that as a single body, we can achieve a lot, but together in a unified front, we could achieve a lot more. And the vision to address a lot of these challenges in the future would be done collectively. We have seen significant growth here in St. Kitts and Nevis at the Bureau of Standards, and we know likewise in our sister organizations across CARICOM. In our member states, we have seen growth, we have also seen challenges. The purpose of our network is to ensure that those challenges are not faced alone by strengthening our resolve while collectively celebrating the successes of each of our institutions. As such, it would be remiss of me not to mention or single out the Bahamas Bureau of Standards, led by the able director, Dr. Renee Buford, for her recent success in acquiring a seat on the Council of the ISO, the International Standards Organization, which is a globally coveted position. We recognize the hard work that went into the campaign for this position, and Lord, our networks and others for the support shown in backing the Bahamas in ensuring that we have a seat at the highest table as it relates to standards. So we look for great things from you, and we're here to support as much as we can. We have a packed agenda, but I promise it will not be all work and no play. We will ensure that you, our guests, enjoy what St. Kitts and Nevis has to offer. We must, of course, return you to your home countries safely with glowing reports and warm memories of your experience here in St. Kitts and Nevis with our food, our culture, and our people. So again, with these few words, I say welcome to one and all. Thank you. I will turn it back over to our MC.
Thank you, Mr. Laplace. Indeed. Thank you for highlighting the achievements of the CROSQ Council Network to date. And I must say, even from personal observation, as we sat there before the ceremony started, I observed two of the directors on this side looking at a bottle of water before they drank it. So clearly standards is high on the agenda here today, so I have to start reading my water before I drink it. So, allow me to invite next the CROSQ CEO, Mr. Derek Omar, to give his opening remarks.
Thank you very much, Chair. Minister of Foreign Affairs, International Trade, Industry, Commerce, Consumer Affairs, Economic Development and Investment, the Right Honorable Dr. Denzel Douglas. CROSQ Chair and Director of the St. Kitts and Nevis Bureau of Standards, Mr. Stuart Laplace, and past Executive Director of the Bureau of Standards, Mr. Hiram Williams. It's so nice to really see him again. Last time we came was 2017 and he brought us all here too. And it's amazing to see how the country has grown and developed since that time too, as well as the Bureau. And Deputy Chair, Mr. Mike, congratulations. Directors of the CROSQ network, thank you very much for making all the time and effort to be with us here. We know it's not easy and it is a sacrifice, especially the travel arrangements a lot of you all had to go through. But we were so nicely greeted at Customs and Immigration. We thank you very much. Chief Technical Advisor, United Nations Industrial Development Organization, Mr. Aka Koualsi, and Quality Infrastructure Expert for the CARICOM region, Ms. Janice Hille. Other partners from UNIDO and the African, Caribbean, and Pacific states. Senior International Engagement Managers for the British Standards Institute, Mr. Ben Headley and Mr. Ricardo Benvenuti, who is online, as well as the project manager for the Basel Convention Regional Center for the Caribbean region and consultant, Mr. Ramon Madranan, Senior Trade Policy Officer, Ms. Sharma Powell, and Permanent Secretary, Ms. Weeks, real champion of the cause, staff of the CROSQ Secretariat, staff of the St. Kitts and Nevis Bureau of Standards, other invited guests, definitely the media representatives, ladies and gentlemen. There's an online blog from a construction company that recently read, "Quality isn't expensive, it's priceless." The fact that it is a company in the construction sector, or which company it was, is not an important fact. It is really the substance of the adage to which we are attuned. The reasoning behind the statement is that most home or business owners, when constructing their properties, often indicate that increasing the quality of their products used or even in the design comes with increased cost. The blog agrees, and so do we. It does cost. As quality professionals, we know that quality costs. So there's no sugarcoating it, and there's no need to bluff about it. What the blog goes on to discuss, however, is that with increased quality and hence increased costs comes a certain amount of comfort of having a product that lasts. A product that can deliver what you expect and when you expect it and over a long period of time. Therefore, when you amortize the cost of quality over the economic useful life of the asset, you actually find it's a very cost-effective solution compared with other potential solutions on hand at the time. So this is why we do our work. This is because we're able to project into the future and try to build a sustainable economy and social development infrastructure that will well last beyond the current time. The difference between a product or a service based on quality and any other is supposed to be the expectation that it is higher on the part of the consumer regarding what they will get, when they will get it, and the value that they will actually get for their money. In responding to industry demands for quality and our network of national standards bodies' own needs to answer these calls, the CROSQ Secretariat continues to seek the resources necessary to make our region stand out as developers of quality infrastructure. And I must say that recent research has shown The network of the Bureau of Standards, collectively known as CROSQ, has recently passed a major test in being able to be objectively verified for the level of quality services that we have been able to impart into CARICOM since 2001. This collective work of all of us working together does not mean that this job is anywhere near finished, however. When we get into the realm of responding to natural disasters, we often hear the calls for something to be done about what is sold on our shelves and the products on which consumers are expected to spend their hard-earned cash, and certainly to build out for resilience. That expectation of a good product or of excellent service should not be outside the realm of possibility of our region's people. But the rising of quality consciousness is an ongoing effort in which we all participate. And that's why at least once a year we like to have these CROSQ Council meetings in at least one different member state. As our chairman, Mr. Laplace, has stated, these 2 days are expected to be long and engaging with much on the agenda to be discussed. But at the end of the reviews of performances and discussions, we expect the trajectory of the coming year to be solidified and the coming initiatives and partnerships to be finalized with an air of excitement and surety that we're truly on the right path. The CROSQ Secretariat, based in Barbados, has long been a center for the development of regional quality infrastructure through support for the enhancement of national quality infrastructures. Our work for the past 21 years has had at its center the harmonization of standards, the development of metrology systems, accreditation and conformity assessment procedures, and increasingly the creation of a quality consciousness among our member states and our people. The work continues to evolve, and with it, CROSQ also continues to evolve. Today, you will hear an account of the work we have been doing and what is to come. Our technical officers who lead dedicated teams of regional experts will attest that the work is ongoing, but moreover, it is having an impact at the national level, which cascades to results at the regional level. In recognition of this, I would really like to thank Mr. Laplace again for inviting us all here to be part of this event in the lovely island of St. Kitts and Nevis. Our partners in this quality infrastructure journey will also outline some of the initiatives that they are likewise working on, such as UNIDO, the British Standards Institute, and what we fondly call BCRC, the Basel Convention Regional Center. CROSQ Secretariat and the member states, thank you all very much for taking the time and effort to be with us here today, and especially for the media for being with us for the balance of the day, both in online streaming and on the television network. It will be an eventful day. It will be fruitful. To all those tuning in online, we encourage you to share the stream links to your networks, who also need to hear what development is happening in CARICOM in the area of quality competitiveness. We need to understand how priceless quality is as both an enabling factor of production as well as a business strategy in its own right. And that is what the Bureaus of Standards here today have all come to discuss and to head back with new ideas to their member states to expand quality competitiveness, which really is the only true sustainable development trajectory. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Mr. Omar, for those remarks. And indeed, quality infrastructure, it is the foundation for a sustainable future. At this time, I would like to welcome the Honorable Dr. Denzel Douglas to the podium to deliver his remarks.
I'd like to thank Ms. Powell, our chairperson, for moving this meeting along quite efficiently. I'd like to, of course, recognize all of you who are here with us in St. Kitts and Nevis at this particular time. And it is definitely our pleasure to have you here. In fact, I was reflecting as I sat there that those who are with us virtually will never understand what they're missing here in St. Kitts and Nevis at this meeting. And so I hope that they will be able to come and pay their own visits, having this excellent opportunity to be in what we call Sugar City, St. Kitts and Queen City, Nevis. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very deeply honored to deliver these brief remarks at the opening ceremony of your 43rd meeting of your Council of Directors of the CARICOM Regional Organization for Standards and Quality, acronymed CROSQ. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to CROSQ and the St. Kitts and Nevis Bureau of Standards for this warm invitation to be with you this morning. Our gathering, I understand, promises to be a momentous occasion. It is the 43rd CROSQ Council meeting that is being hosted by our very own national standards body, the St. Kitts Nevis Bureau of Standards, which has brought together your directors from the national standards organizations across all 15 CARICOM member states. In fact, this meeting is a testament to our collective commitment to ensuring that standards and quality remain at the forefront of our regional agenda. And our own hosting here in St. Kitts and Nevis is also a testament of the government's commitment to your achievement of our regional and national goals and agenda. In fact, 2 days from now, the government of St. Kitts and Nevis, the cabinet, would bring together the youths of our country as part of our own budget preparation exercises, when we would be discussing with this group of persons the transformation of St. Kitts and Nevis to a sustainable island state. And this, we believe, is critical for us to involve our young people, as you yourselves are being involved today at this level in order to achieve appropriate standards. Because we would not be able to really advance and transition and transform this country into a sustainable island state without appropriate standards, without the appropriate international recognition for what we are producing here and, in fact, selling to the rest of the world. And that is why I believe your presence here at this time holds extra significance for us here in St. Kitts and Nevis. I am particularly delighted to see the presence of our esteemed colleagues from the CROSQ Secretariat, those who play a very crucial role in facilitating our collaborative efforts. Additionally, the participation of our regional and international partners, as you've heard before, including the United Nations Industrial Development Organization, UNIDO, the German National Metrology Institute, the PTB, and the British Standards Organization, the BSI, among others, underscores the global significance of your work. And so this ceremony is not merely a formal event. It is a moment of significance for us here in St. Kitts and Nevis. It serves as the official welcome for all our esteemed delegates, both regional and, of course, international. It is a time when we gather to set the stage for deliberations that will shape the future of our region standards and quality infrastructure. It is also a moment when the government of St. Kitts and Nevis expresses publicly its appreciation and gratitude to CROSQ. Of course, the St. Kitts and Nevis Bureau of Standards has significantly benefited from interventions over the past years, but particularly with the development and enhancement of its labs and training of personnel in the recent years. In fact, through CROSQ, or CROSQ's facilitated projects with the Caribbean Development Bank, the St. Kitts and Nevis Bureau of Standards was able to take advantage of training of its metrology staff and the supply of new equipment to enhance and expand the measurement services offered to industry, as well as develop St. Kitts and Nevis's first ever national quality policy. The support provided to St. Kitts and Nevis's labs, as well as to its private sector through certification, puts the country in a stronger position to first address the needs of industry for related measurement and testing services, but also strengthens the capacity of our own Carib Brewery, St. Kitts, to continue to be a major player in the regional and international export market. And so during the ceremony, we will have the privilege of hearing about the new and ongoing initiatives and projects that CROSQ has undertaken. These initiatives, they are designed to enhance the development of quality infrastructure in our region through various means, including technical expertise, financial support, and other forms of assistance. This is an opportunity, therefore, for us to collectively chart a course of progress, innovation, and excellence in the realm of standards and quality. I must highlight that our proceedings will not be confined to this room alone. The entire open ceremony will in fact be broadcast live online, and thanks to the support of our own ZIZ, or Broadcasting Corporation of St. Kitts and Nevis. This means, of course, that our message and your work and our commitment to standards and our dedication to quality will reach a global audience, further magnifying the importance of our mission. And so in conclusion, I want to express again my profound gratitude for this opportunity to address you all. Let us use this particular meeting here in St. Kitts as a platform to strengthen our partnerships, a platform to foster collaboration and continue our journey towards ensuring that the standards and the quality of our region stand as a beacon of excellence on the global stage. Thank you again. Good morning.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, for those brief remarks outlining the tremendous work to date, not only by CROSQ and those of you present in this room, but also by our National Bureau of Standards. As this was a very short opening ceremony, I now invite Mr. Laplace to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you again, Ms. Powell. So thank you to Ms. Powell, first of all. Who led this proceeding quite ably. And I know she did mention she was a bit intimidated with all the standards guru present in the room, but I'm sure by now she would have accepted that that will never change. To Mr. Omar, I would like to say thanks to you for your opening remarks, which further outlines our purpose as a CARICOM network of standard bodies and the importance to this in the development of the quality infrastructure in our region as a whole. To our Minister, Dr. Denzel Douglas, we say thanks to you for not only your presence and continued support for our ministry, but your encouraging words and well-informed speech about what happens not only here, but in the region and the importance. I would like to also say thanks to PTB for attending and supporting by the presence of not only online, but their felt presence throughout our networks in the work that they assist us with on a constant basis. To our technical officers here from the Secretariat who work tirelessly to ensure that we get the support amongst the member states as it relates to projects. I do recognize that you guys are not on a 8 to 4 job. We can actually access CROSQ Secretariat 24 hours, if I might add. So I cannot say enough in terms of the dedication of the Secretariat in being able to be available to us around the clock. I say many thanks. We might discuss some increase in remuneration to this effect tomorrow. So I would like to say thanks to my directors, fellow directors as well, who took the time to join us in our lovely island of St. Kitts and Nevis. I am quite sure that you see that there is no other like us. We are very unique. I'm sure the food that you would have had so far is testament to that, the warm greetings and the way you're blending here. I would like to also say thanks to my team who work behind the scenes day and night to ensure that this event was a success. My admin staff, I have the presence of my communication and deputy director here present with us. I would like to say thanks as well to ZIZ, who was here working on a Sunday to make sure that everything is going smooth this morning and Monday. To those who traveled from Nevis, I know it's a challenge to get up that early to ensure that you make this event on time, but again, I say thanks for your taking the time to visit with us. To my fellow directors from the ministry, I also say thanks. To Mr. Williams, past the Rector of Bureau Standards, I also say thanks to you for coming and engaging with some of the colleagues. And last but not least, the Marriott for hosting us, and hopefully we would indulge in some good cuisine today for lunch. So I don't want to hold you back too much more, but if I forgot anyone and those joining us online, Ms. Banner from Belize, I know you couldn't be here with us, and for those other directors who are in transit, I say welcome in advance because I know you're on your way. So without further ado, I would consider this opening ceremony officially closed, and we would have time for pictures, a few meet and greets, and then we'll allow the minister to take his exit, and then we have a break, and we come back into the real reason why we're here. So, thank you.